My heart was beating big inside my chest as I looked at the small screen of my phone. The time on the video showed 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. In the video, I saw myself walking inside my baby room. But the thing that made my blood turn into cold water was my eyes. My eyes in the video were white, pure white like chalk, no black inside at all. And the woman in the video, who looked exactly like me, was smiling. She put her finger on her mouth to say shh to nobody. I wanted to scream, but my voice did not come out. That was the moment I knew that the enemy was not outside my house. The enemy was me. But make I tell you how this whole wahala starts 1 week before that day. My name is Sarah, and I just born my fine boy Leo 6 months ago. Me and my husband Mark, we dey very happy. We live inside one big fine house where noise no dey too much. Everything was going well until one Tuesday morning. I wake up early to go check Leo inside his small bed. As I step out of my room, I feel something cold for my leg. I look down and I see mud, wet, dirty mud. The mud starts from the front door downstairs, climb the stairs step by step, and enter directly into the nursery where my baby dey sleep. Fear catch me. I run go meet the front door. I check the key, I check the bolt, I check the padlock. Everything was locked tight from inside. I check the windows, they are all closed. How mud take enter house when everywhere lock? I run go wake Mark. Mark, wake up. Somebody enter our house. Mark jump up with sleep in his eyes. He follow me go look at the mud. He scratch his head. He say, Sarah, maybe I forget to wipe my leg yesterday when I came back from work. I looked Mark like say he dey craze. I tell him, say, honey, I mopped this floor by myself before we go sleep last night. The floor was shiny like mirror. This mud is fresh. It is wet. Mark just laughed small. He says, Sarah, you know say you never sleep well since you born Leo. Maybe your mind is playing games with you. Or maybe na rats bring dirt enter house. He helped me clean the mud and he go walk. But the next day, the same thing happened. I wake up, I see the mud tracks again. This time, the mud stopped right beside Leo's small bed. I call police immediately. Police come, they search everywhere. They tell me, say, Madam, nobody break your door, nobody break your window. Maybe now you they walk about in the night and you no know. My husband Mark begin to look me one kind eye. He tell me, say, Sarah, stop to distress yourself. You are imagining things. But I know they craze. On the 4th morning, things get worse. I wake up and I rush to Leo's bed. The mud was on the floor as usual, but when I looked at my baby face, I shout. A dirty, muddy handprint was on top of my baby white forehead. I used shaky hands, clean my baby face immediately. I did not tell Mark. If I tell Mark now, he would think say I want to kill my pikin. He will say I don't mad. I decide say I must catch this person today. That afternoon, I go market and I buy small camera that nobody can see. I hide the camera inside the bookshelf facing my baby bed. I connect it to my phone. I say to myself, tonight I will see the person who is putting mud in my house. I will catch the person red-handed. I did not know that sometimes it is better not to know the truth, because what I saw on that tape the next morning is what made me want to run away from my own body. I sat on the cold tiles of the floor, holding my phone tight like it was my life. My hands were shaking like a leaf in the wind. That woman in the video was wearing my sleeping gown. She had my face, she had my hair, she had my body. But that smile was not my smile. That smile was wicked. It was the kind of smile a snake will smile if a snake gets mouth. I watched the video again. The thing inside my body walked to Leo's bed, looked at him and bent down. I thought it wanted to bite him, but it just stared with those white eyes that looked like boiled egg. Suddenly, I heard Mark's footsteps coming from the bathroom. Panic catch me. Quickly, I pressed delete. I deleted the video. Why did I do that? Because if Mark sees and me they walk with white eyes, he go carry Leo run away. He go say Sarah don't mad proper. He go carry me go psychiatric hospital, put me inside chain. I cannot allow them take my baby away from me. I wiped the mud from the floor fast before Mark opened the door. I told myself, Sarah, you cannot sleep again. If you sleep, the thing will wake up. If you close your eye, the passenger inside you will take the steering wheel. So I went to the kitchen and I made strong coffee without sugar. It was bitter like leaf, but I drank it all. My eye clear well. Night reach. I told Mark, say, I want to read Bible downstairs. He say, okay, make I sleep well. I sit down for parlor. I pinch myself. I walk around. But sleep is a thief. It comes when you are not looking. The next night, I knew coffee was not enough. I must tie myself. If I tie my hand to the bed, I cannot walk. I used a strong rope, the one we use to hang clothes outside. I tied it tight, the one that pain enter bone. I made 3 knots. I said to myself, even if the thing wake up, it cannot open this one. Then I lay down and sleep took me. Morning reach. I wake up. The sun was shining bright inside the room. First thing I checked was my hand. The rope was gone. I looked at the floor. The rope was there, but it was not untied. It was cut, but it was not cut with knife or scissors. The end of the rope was wet and rough. Someone used teeth chew the rope. I ran to the mirror. I opened my mouth. Small pieces of rope thread were stuck between my teeth. My gums were bleeding small. I shouted Jesus inside my mind. I ate the rope. I used my own teeth to free myself so I can go meet the baby. I ran to check Leo. He was sleeping fine, but fresh mud was on the floor again. This time the mud plenty past before. It was thick and smelling like old grave. I heard Mark's voice behind me. Sarah, wetin be this? I turned back slowly. Mark was holding my clothes, my pink sleeping gown. The bottom of the gown was soaked with thick black mud. Mark's face was strong. He was not smiling again. He said, Sarah, I saw this cloth inside the laundry basket where you hide it. Why you dey lie to me? Why you dey go outside in the night play with mud like small pikin? You need help. I tried to explain. I said, Mark, na sleepwalking. I don't know when I do am. I begged him. He shook his head. He said, I not trust you with Leo again. Tomorrow, you will go and stay with your sister in Surulere. You need to rest. I will take care of the baby alone. My heart cut into 2. If I leave this house, who go protect Leo? The thing is inside me. If I go my sister's house, the thing will follow me go. But if I stay, Mark go call doctor. I was trapped. I knew say I have only 1 night left. Tonight must be the night I fight this devil. I cannot let Mark drive me away. I must kill this thing before morning comes.
I looked Mark eyeball to eyeball, and I lied to him. I told him that I agreed to go to my sister's house the next morning. I told him that I'm sorry for everything and I just need to sleep well tonight. Mark looked at me with pity. He kissed my forehead and he said, Okay, Sarah, just one more night. But as he turned to go upstairs, I heard the sound of the key turning in the bedroom door. Quam! He locked himself and Leo inside the room. He locked me out. It pained me inside my bone, but I knew it was for the best. If I cannot enter the room, I cannot hurt my baby. But I know that a locked door is nothing to this demon inside me. I needed something stronger. I needed something that even the devil cannot break. I waited until 12 midnight when the whole house was silent. I tiptoed to the backyard store where we keep old things. I used my phone torchlight to search. I was looking for one specific thing. Finally, I saw it under a bag of charcoal. It was the heavy iron chain that we used to use to lock our big generator before we sold it. It was thick, heavy, and rusty. I found the big padlock, too, the one they call Solex. It was very strong. I carried the heavy chain and the padlock to the parlor downstairs. I chose a spot very far from the staircase. I sat down on the floor near the window. The window has strong iron bars, what we call burglary-proof. These iron bars are cemented into the wall. I took the chain and I wrapped it around my left ankle. I wrapped it 3 times so it would be tight. Then I passed the other end of the chain through the strong iron bars of the window. I connected the 2 ends with the big padlock and I pressed it down. Click! It was locked. I pulled my leg to test it. It was solid. I was trapped. Now I held the small key in my hand. This was the most dangerous part. If I throw the key away, the thing might find it. If I hide it under the rug, the thing will know. The thing knows everything I know because it is inside my brain. There was only one hiding place where the thing cannot reach with its hands. I put the cold, rusty key inside my mouth. It tasted like blood and old coin. I closed my eyes and I swallowed it. I felt the hard metal scratch in my throat as it went down. Tears came out of my eyes. I coughed small, but the key went down into my stomach. Now nobody can open this chain. Not Mark, not me, and not the monster. I sat there in the dark waiting. The silence in the house was heavy. I could hear the fridge humming from the kitchen. I could hear the wall gecko making noise, geck, 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 on the wall. My heart was beating like a drum. 1 o'clock passed. 2 o'clock passed. My eyes were heavy with sleep, but I pinched myself to stay awake. I must be awake when it comes. Then the time reached 3:13 a.m. It did not come slowly. It came like a thunderstrike. A sudden cold wind blew inside the parlor even though windows were closed. My head felt like it wanted to scatter. A loud ringing noise filled my ears so I could not hear anything. I tried to stand up to run, but my body did not answer me again. It felt like someone pushed me out of the driver's seat of a car and took the steering wheel. My neck snapped back with force. I felt my eyes rolling backwards into my skull until I could feel the optic nerves pulling tight. The vision of the parlor disappeared, and everything turned white. The thing was awake. It stood up sharply using my legs. It did not care about my body. It turned immediately to face the stairs. It could smell the baby upstairs. It took one big step to run towards the steps. Quam! The chain pulled tight. My leg was jerked back violently. I fell hard on the tiled floor. My ankle twisted. Pain rushed through my leg, but the thing did not scream. It did not feel pain. It was just confused. It looked down at the chain with my wide eyes. It pulled the leg again. It pulled harder. The metal dug into my skin. Blood started to flow on the floor. The thing was angry now. It let out a sound that was not human. It was a roar mixed with a cry. It started to use my hands to claw at the padlock, scratching my fingernails against the iron until they broke. It realized it was trapped, and then it started to punish me.
The thing inside me was angry. It was very angry. It started hitting my head against the wall. Beam, beam, beam. It wanted to break my skull or break the wall. I did not know which one. The pain was too much. Inside my mind, I was shouting, "Stop, stop, stop." But my mouth was making a different noise. My mouth was making the sound of a wounded animal, a deep growl like a dog that wants to bite. Then the thing changed plan. It stopped fighting the chain. It stood still. It listened. It heard Mark jumping down from the bed upstairs. It knew Mark was coming, so it decided to play a wicked game. It threw my body on the floor and started screaming in my own normal voice. "Mark, help me! He is killing me! Mark!" It was my voice, but I was not the one talking. It was the demon using my throat to call my husband so he can come and set it free. I heard Mark running down the stairs, gagga-dagga-dagga-dagga-dagga. He was holding his baseball bat. He kicked the parlor door open. Bam! He shouted, "Sarah, where are you?"
He saw me lying on the floor near the window. The room was dark, only small light from street light was entering. He saw the chain on my leg. He saw the blood on the floor. He rushed to me. He threw the bat away. He held my face. "Sarah, who did this to you? Who tied you here?" I wanted to tell him, "Mark, run away. Mark, do not touch me. Mark, the key is in my stomach." But I could not speak. The thing was in control. The thing looked at Mark with tears in my eyes. It pretended to be weak. It said, "Mark, help me. A man broke in. He forced me to swallow the key. He wants to go upstairs to Leo. Break the chain, Mark. Break it fast." Mark was shaken. He looked at the heavy chain. He looked at the padlock. He said, "I cannot break this iron, Sarah. It is too thick. We need something to cut it. Wait, let me go to the garage and bring a saw." "No," the thing shouted. If Mark leaves, he might not come back in time. The thing needed to be free now. It grabbed Mark's hand tight. Its grip was like iron pincer. Mark looked at me with surprise. He felt that unnatural strength. He felt that my hand was cold like ice water. "Sarah?" he asked. He looked into my eyes. That was when the clouds moved outside and moonlight entered the room properly. The light shined on my face. Mark saw my eyes. He saw the two white balls. No pupil, no iris, just white blindness. He gasped and tried to pull his hand away, but the thing held him. It smiled that wicked smile again. It said with a deep voice that sounded like two people talking at the same time, "Open the leg, or I will kill you." Mark was terrified. He tried to fight, but I was stronger than him. The thing roared in anger. It grabbed Mark's neck with both hands. It started to squeeze. Mark was choking. His eyes were bulging out. He was hitting my hands, but they were like stone. I watched my husband dying in front of me. I watched my own hands killing the man I love. I screamed inside my head. I gathered every small power I have left. I remembered Leo's face. I remembered Mark laughing on our wedding day. I pushed the thing with my spirit. "Leave him." For 1 second, my fingers opened. Mark fell on the floor, coughing. He crawled backward away from me. He looked at me like I was a monster. "Run, Mark," I shouted with my own voice. "Run and carry Leo." But the thing came back. It took control again. It looked at Mark crawling away. It looked at the chain on the leg. It looked at the baseball bat on the floor. It picked up the bat. It raised it high. It was not aiming at Mark. It was aiming at my own leg. It wanted to break the bone so it can slide the foot out of the chain. It did not care if I become crippled. It just wanted the baby. I did not even have time to beg God. The baseball bat came down with full force on my shin bone. God! The sound was like dry wood breaking in the forest. The pain was not something I can describe with mouth. It was white and hot. It made my eyes want to pop out. But the thing inside me did not shout. It did not cry. It just breathed hard. It used my hands to squeeze my broken leg, forcing the floppy foot to pass through the chain loop. The bone cut my skin. Blood was everywhere, but the leg came out. I was free. But I was not free. I was a prisoner in a broken body. The thing dropped the bat and started to crawl. It dragged my broken leg on the floor like a bag of rice. It moved towards the stairs. Mark was screaming my name. "Sarah, stop! Sarah, please!" He grabbed my good leg. The thing turned and kicked him in the face. Mark fell back, holding his nose. The thing started climbing the stairs. 1 step, 2 steps. I could hear Leo crying upstairs. My baby was crying for his mother, but his mother was coming to eat him. The pain in my leg was making the thing weak. It was slow, dragging, bleeding, but it did not stop. We reached the top of the stairs. The door of the nursery was open. I could see the crib. No, I said it inside my mind. No, I will not allow this. I remembered the first day I held Leo. I remembered his smell. That love gave me power. I pushed the demon back. It was a war inside my head. The demon pushed forward. I pushed back. We froze at the door. My hand was shaking as I reached for the door handle. The thing wanted to open it fully. I wanted to close it. Mark reached the top of the stairs. He was bleeding from his nose. He saw me shaking at the door. "Kill me, Mark," I said with my own voice. It was small, like a whisper. "Kill me before I enter this room." Mark raised the bat again. He was crying. He could not do it. He loves me too much. Suddenly, I felt the thing surging again. It was too strong. It threw the door open. It lunged towards the crib. I did the only thing I could do. I threw my body weight backward. I threw myself away from the crib, back towards the staircase. I tumbled down. Ga-bam, ga-bam, ga-bam. My head hit the railing. My broken leg twisted under me. I landed at the bottom of the stairs in a heap. Darkness covered my eyes. The last thing I heard was siren, police siren coming to save my baby from me. 3 months have passed now. I'm sitting inside a small white room. The walls are soft like mattress. They give me medicine that makes me sleep all day. The doctors say I'm getting better. They say the psychosis is going away. Mark comes to visit sometimes, but he does not bring Leo. I understand. I am dangerous. The room is very clean. They mop it every hour. I'm wearing clean white socks. Everything is white and pure. But as I sit here looking at the camera in the corner of the ceiling, I feel something wet inside my socks. It is cold. It is slippery. I look down at my feet. Dark black mud is coming out from between my toes. It is staining the white socks. It is dripping on the clean floor. I look up at the camera and I start to cry. But the tears are not coming from sadness. They are coming because I know the truth. The walls cannot hold me. The medicine cannot stop me. The doors are locked, but the mud has found a way in. Tonight I will walk again.